So, like I say, it doesn't really protect people against the government, but it does open the doors to a lot of shit. But like I said, I'm not saying ban guns. I ain't saying that. I ain't saying that at all. But all I'm pointing out is, that there is quite the loophole there. And the proof is in the fucking pudding. It's right there. The statistics are fucking there, aren't they? Gun crime is a huge fucking killer. And if it wasn't for that, there'd be less guns around, less people fucking dying as a result. But then again, there'd just be more knife crime, probably, It's a fucking hard one, isn't it? It's a fucking hard one. But like I say, I'm not fucking saying... I'm neither pro or against gun control, because like I say, I don't live in America, so... Whatever I thought about it is irrelevant anyway. I'm not American, and I don't live in America, so whatever I think is fucking irrelevant. And I certainly wouldn't want, like, all guns gone. Like, say, if you did want my opinion on it, I wouldn't want all fucking guns gone, but certainly there needs to be some restrictions. There needs to be some fucking restrictions. Like, buying automatic weapons and shit like that. Like, who the fuck needs an automatic weapon? Guns don't kill people, people do. I mean, it is true. It is true, but guns make it a lot easier. Europe tends to get the idea that American politics are more religiously motivated than what they actually are. Well, the politicians are religious. So, the motivation... I mean, I'm not saying, like, they're doing it for the church or anything like that. Like, there's some kind of, like, Christian zealots. But at the same time, like, the hard, ingrained, religious background is there. And it does fucking mess. It does mess around with shit. Yeah, but can't you just go to a gun show and buy, like, an automatic weapon if you wanted one? I mean, I'm not. I mean, I can't. Like I said, I don't pretend to be savvy on American law. Like I said, I'm not American. But I thought, like, if you really wanted a fucking gun, you go to a gun show or something. It's a weird one, though, isn't it? It's a weird one because you can't. I mean, some people, like, say you got one side of the argument saying you have to remove all guns from all people. Fuck that. No way, man. Seriously. I mean, if I was an American and they said, right, everybody's got to give up the guns and shit like that, fuck this country, man. I am off. Dangerous. That's the problem, innit? If you let people, like, everybody have fucking guns, it's kind of bad news. If you take guns away from everybody, it's even worse news. Because then the fucking... The proper criminals have guns and you don't. People... The fucking... The burglars and shit are gonna have a field day. Everybody's gonna get burgled. Everybody. And you can't defend yourself anymore. There's no, like, well, if I burgle this house, I might get shot. There's no threat of that anymore, is there? So, fuck that. That is bad news. Like I say, I mean, don't get me wrong, it could have been sorted out to begin with, but, like, at the point it's at now, I don't think it's very fucking wise to remove guns from everybody. Well, England's a different place, dude. England's a different place. Like, we never really had massive amounts of guns. The problem is now, there's massive amounts of guns in circulation in America, so if you remove them from civilians, criminals ain't gonna have a fucking problem. Getting them and shit like that. It's gonna make their, quote, job very fucking easy. Like I say, I know you can compare it to England. It's like, well, it's alright in England. We don't have guns and we're not getting burgled all the time. It's like, yeah, but it's a different fucking place with a different set of criminals. Generally unarmed ones or just carrying knives or something like that. I mean, some of them carry guns, but still, the average, like, burglar doesn't fucking carry a gun over here, but the average fucking burglar in America fucking does. So, like, say you can't remove guns from all civilians, it's bad news. But at the same time, you can't just, like, have a big free-for-all and let everybody have every gun and every type of gun they want, or pretty much, or they can circumvent and fucking get whatever kind of gun they want, because that's fucking obviously bad news as well. It's creating a lot of fucking accidents and a lot of fucking, like, arguments that should be sorted out by just fighting. Ends up getting sorted out by being shot. So, really, it's like, I don't think it's an argument that you can really fucking win. Obviously, like, more gun control is probably the best route of doing it. But given the situation, more gun control is probably the best way of doing it. You know, limited fucking calibers, limited amounts of ammunition, limited fucking access to weapons and shit like that. Enforced gun cabinets, locked gun cabinets and shit like that. Really come down hard on gun crime and stuff like that. It's about the best thing you can fucking do. Like I said, that's just, I don't pretend to be all knowledgeable. That's just my fucking half-informed opinion of such. But yeah, in England we do get fucked over. They've slightly changed the law now. There was a farmer. In fact, he shares the same last name as me. Something Martin. I can't remember his name.
Martin.
Yeah, I don't think it's Martin. God, could you imagine? What kind of parent? Your fucking last name's Martin. And what should we call his kid? Martin. Really? Martin? That's just asking for trouble for the kid at school, isn't it?
Really?
But yeah, there was a case of this farmer, and he'd been getting broken into time and time again, and he got threatened and taken hostage and all kinds of fucking shit. And eventually he'd had enough. So he bought a shotgun. And pulled it out when he got burgled the next time. Pulled it out. And some kid got shot. I don't know if he got killed. I think he might have done. I think he might have got killed. And he did shit tons of time. Eventually he got out, but he did a lot of time. And since then, bit too late for him. But he kind of, not him, but because of him and it being such a high profile case, it changed, the law got changed around. And now if you do shoot somebody, if they break into your house and they've got weapons or whatever else, and you shoot them, and you can prove it wasn't a case of like, they broke in, you pointed a gun at them, they put up their hands and started to run away. As long as you can prove that that wasn't the case when you shot them, then you're alright. Before that, it didn't matter. If somebody could come at you, they've got a gun themselves, or they've got knives or weapons, and they come at you and you shoot them in self-defense, doesn't matter. You're going to prison for manslaughter. Scary shit. Scary fucking shit. But the law, since this government, I'll give them credit on that at least. The law since this government, they've changed it now. So as long as you can prove it was reasonable force, or rather, it was an unreasonable force that you used, it's alright.
And how do you prove it?
Well, you can do forensics. You know, if you say, well, he came at me and I shot him, and then forensic turns out like, well, no, he got shot in the back.
Yeah, but if it's not so obvious as that, what if he's just walking towards you like, hey, do you have a phone? I've parked my car and it's broken down or something. How does forensics prove that that happened?
Well, that wouldn't happen in your house, would it?
Oh yeah, good point. But it might happen somewhere. It might happen on the bus.
Like, say, if somebody forces entry into your house and you can prove, or, well, not so much prove, but, you know, as like I say, it's basically, all you've got to prove is it wasn't unreasonable force that you used. Like, somebody broke into your house and you pointed a gun at them and they got on their hands and knees and flayed face down like, don't shoot me, don't shoot me. And then you cap them in the back of the head. You're going to prison for that.
Yeah, that's naughty. You shouldn't do that.
Exactly. So that's fair enough, innit? You know, somebody basically went, look, I fucked up. I don't really give a shit if you're sorry or not, but you know, like, don't shoot, and then they submit, and then you shoot them. Yeah, you're going to prison for that, and rightfully so. There's no need to kill somebody.
You can't prove that happened. That's the problem.
But well, you don't need to prove it, do you? Because if you don't shoot them, they're alive.
Yeah.
But if you do shoot them, they're fucking dead. And then like say forensics will be able to tell. They can do quite a lot actually. They can tell based on like the fucking angle and trajectory and all kinds of shit. And like say, to be honest, if they're forced their way in, and they've got a weapon and you shoot them, chances are you're gonna be all right now. So it's gonna take somebody like deliberately taking the piss to really get that law changed now. Are you legally required to give the intruder a warning if you're armed and use deadly force, OTG? Not as far as I know. Not as far as I know. I don't think there's any kind of like, etiquette for being broken into and then like you're like, look, dude, I've got a fucking shotgun. I don't think there's any etiquette for that.
I thought that thing where, like, if you get robbed and the burglar hurts themselves in your house, they can sue you. I thought that was.
That's how it used to be, wasn't it? It's only been in the last few years
Does
that got.
still exist, doesn't it?
No, it's been changed now.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. If a like seriously over here you used to get shit like if a burglar was like say on your conservatory like your patio sort of like conservatory sort of thing like glass or whatever like that,
The conservatory again.
and they were walking on the glass like they were on your roof and then they fell through the fucking roof of it and landed on like some sharp glass or funnily on a table or whatever, then they could sue you for that. Like, I hurt myself on your property. Like, yeah, my property you broke fucking into. I mean, there was a case where somebody fell through a roof. Like, a burglar fell through a roof and landed on a kitchen knife. And he sued and won.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck was that?
What the fuck was that?
Crazy. What's your opinion on drug use? As in, do you think drugs should be legal but regulated like smoking? Well, I'll tell you something.
We're not doing this.
I'll tell you something. At the moment, it does not fucking work. It's been proven. The facts are fucking right there. The figures and the statistics are right there. It does not work. Prohibition does not work. It gives organised crime far too much power over vulnerable, in quote marks, people. So prohibition of it does not work. That much is true. Now, you can't have a big fucking free-for-all on it, neither. So the only way, really, is to legalise certain drugs and highly regulate them. You can tax them, you can create jobs. And I think there was a country, I'm not sure where it was. Was it the Ukraine or something like that? They recently legalised marijuana. And they did it in a way where you've got a certain limit of how much marijuana you can grow. You've got a certain limit of how much marijuana you can buy. And to buy marijuana, you need a card. And every time you buy marijuana, it logs it on the card. So if you reach your monthly limit, you can't buy any more. You can also join smoking clubs, and they're allowed to grow so much marijuana. So basically, people are going to get the prescription's worth, in a nutshell. That's what it is, isn't it? Get the prescription's worth of marijuana, then grow their own and smoke that, and then they're going to go to smoke clubs and smoke that. So they're going to get the fill, probably. It's not too bad. But it's kind of like, if you don't have access to a smoking club or growing it yourself, you kind of like, you're gated on how much you can smoke a month. And they're making a killing in tax off it. They're creating jobs off it. And there's no deaths as a result of it or anything like that. So it's just stop people. They're saving money as well. They're not throwing people in prison for possession or anything else like that.
I would like to point out that I'm highly against this.
Oh, it was Uruguay. It was Uruguay. Not Ukraine, sorry.
Ukraine.
But, like I say, it's almost like the gun control thing, innit? You can't let everybody have a free-for-all on it. But at the same time, completely prohibiting it does not work either. So there needs to be something, and I don't know the fucking. If I knew the solution to it, I wouldn't be telling you it. I'd be fucking selling it. But nah, but maybe. And no, but I don't know. It depends how much. But but like I say, if I knew a solution, fucking, it'd be done, wouldn't it? It'd be if like I say, if there was a clear cut solution, it'd have probably been done by now, long before I could fucking think of it. But it's not clear cut at all. Like I say, it's just like the gun control. You can't win without losing. So the best way is to lose as little as you can, or win as much as you can. This is once again like it's either it's just like poker, innit? You got to maximize the fucking wins and minimize the loss as best you can. So it's a weird one. Obviously, you can't declassify all drugs. That's bad news. But at the same time, you have to declassify some of them because prohibition on them doesn't work. It's just.
The thing is, when you declassify like marijuana or whatever, then the next one is fucking, I don't know, cocaine. Then it's heroin. Then it's fucking this. Then it's that.
But of course, you could argue a consenting adult does whatever they want to do, and regardless of whether it's against the law or not, they're gonna get it somehow. And how are they gonna get it? Through organised fucking crime. This is what I'm saying. You can't. I mean, I agree and stuff like that, but you have to disagree at the same time because it's so grey. It cannot be black and white. It's impossible. It's just not black and white. It just isn't. It's so grey. It's the greyish shade of grey is the entire drug prohibition thing.
It's so black and white to me.
It's just not though. I mean, it can seem black and white in opinion, and you know, like right and wrong and stuff like that. But once implemented, it's not black and white. It's really not. Like once you take into account law and money and enforcement and organised crime and everything else, it becomes very fucking murky. Very murky. Marijuana seems like some kind of miracle cure. No, it's not quite that good. It's not quite that good.
It's evil.
Well, that's what Claire basically just said, Cam Frencher. You know, the problem with your approach is that then people want more, you know, in the name of progression and stuff like that. So it's like what Claire said, you know, once one's declassified, it's the next, and once that's, it's the next and stuff like that. But like I said, I'm not saying that's my approach. I'm playing like, you know, I'm on the fence. You know, I'm saying like you cannot, and you know, you can't prohibit drugs. It does not work. It is not working. This is fact. That is black and white. Just saying outright no, like illegal, you're going to prison, blah, blah, blah. That is not working. People do not care about the threat of prison.
Well, then that's something wrong with the fucking prison system in my fucking opinion.
And on top of that, it's like even if the threat of prison did become nasty, like even let's just take it to the worst case extreme, like you could be executed for having a joint. So that's the most extreme you could get in it, like just like a very low class drug, but with an incredibly harsh punishment. Let's just take that as an example. Like even if that was the case, people would still do it.
Not as much, by a huge
No, people will still fucking do it. They would
but not as many, even remotely.
they would just get cleverer about it, and they would just run the risk. Seriously, that's people that take drugs. That is the mentality. They would. People that take drugs and stuff like that is the mentality. There is no care for anything else but the drug. That's why it's so addictive. That's why it can cripple lives so much.
And that's only once you've been taking it. But if it would definitely stop people taking it in the first place.
The deterrent to begin with is what you're saying.
Yes,
Maybe.
definitely.
Maybe.
Unless you're suicidal.
But like I say, like people just don't care. There's already a hell of a lot of drug users in the system. And like, so it's like, well, at least from now on, the ones that aren't taking it will be dissuaded from it. You would be fucking surprised. There's already, it's like, it's like even that massively extreme case of like one joint equal executed. People would still do it first time or not. Now, yes, there would be a reduction in first time triers, no doubt, obviously, because it'd be scary fucking shit, wouldn't it, if you got caught? But at the same time, people still would. Well, I would not disagree. It's a bit derpy still, but that's how it is. That's the peer pressure of starting, the enticement of starting, the want to start, or in some cases the need to start. I swear, it's like I say, I'm not just playing like devil's advocate for fucking no reason. It is very fucking grey. Very. It's so fucking grey. Like, I honestly don't think the shade is comprised of either black or fucking white. I don't know what fucking colour it is. All you can say is that prohibition in its current form, just like it was in the fucking 20s with alcohol.
You're watching your TV show too much.
No, it's not. I know I watch loads of fucking documentaries and news stuff on it. Now it's not like just because I watch Boardwalk Empire, don't mean I'm not allowed to use the word fucking prohibition without it being like Boardwalk Empire. But it's like I say, in its current form, it does not work. Just like in the fucking 20s in America with alcohol. All it did is fucking fuel organized crime to epic levels. And it's doing the exact same thing now. It's like billions and billions of dollars industry. Trillions, probably. It's fucking insane across the world. Not in America only, but, you know. It's huge. And if the government's declassified certain ones and highly regulated, it's like, yeah, some people may have access to it now that wouldn't have done before, but the overall would be less.
Can you imagine though how fucked up the next few generations would be? They'd be proper fucked up.
One could argue the generations already are fucked
They
up.
already are fucked up, but you don't need to fuck them up even more.
I mean, you can't really say that so much with like marijuana as a comparison because, no, you can't, because marijuana is factually fucking less harmful
Yeah, obviously it's
than
less-
alcohol. But the harder substance, such as cocaine and shit, or upwards, then yeah, that starts to get into an entirely different ballpark. It's like, I mean, like I said, I'm not arguing to declassify cocaine. Like I said, I don't know what the answer is. All I'm saying is prohibition doesn't work. I don't know what the answer is. I'm saying, but like, if it was declassified, it takes a massive fucking bite and danger away from people that do fucking use it, and creates a lot of fucking jobs and tax in the process. Takes the fangs out of organized crime, and like I say, but at the same time, like, I mean, the same people that were using it before will now have a fucking field day now it's been declassified, and it will also maybe entice new people to come in. But the alternative is, the people that are using it at the moment are in much more danger than what they should be. They're also getting sent to prison when really they shouldn't. And the amount of money lost on both enforcement and loss of tax and jobs and everything is astronomical. Astronomical. It's a